Greetings, yogis. I'm coming to you this time with a mountain scene. I'm in Queenstown in the South Island of New Zealand, and just being in this environment made me inspired to film a practice for you that's based on this sort of mountain energy that makes us feel strong and stable. So we'll do a flow to help us feel grounded and really tap into our inner resilience. There'll be quite a lot of focus on the legs and on the hips. So if that sounds good to you, let's jump in. So we're going to come to standing. Let's get into mountain pose straight away. Tadasana, Tada, mountain. So letting your feet just land right beneath the hips distance apart. We'll let the shoulders drop. Mountain pose is always such a nice way to feel into our best possible posture. So just allowing your shoulders to roll up, back, and down. And then just being conscious of the placement of your head and your neck, right? We're always so bent over our technology. So we need this reminder, guiding the sides of the neck back. And just feeling like you're being pulled up through the crown of the head. Every exhale, let's let the shoulders ease back and down just a little bit more. And it's a beautiful time to close the eyes and just feel your energy begin to circulate more broadly, more widely from the inside out. Letting your palms face forward if they're not already, just to help us broaden across the chest even more, and feeling down into the energy of your legs. Feel the placement of your feet. And just start to feel some of those mountain qualities in your own body, that ability to stay steadfast, even in the midst of raging storms that can swirl around you. We're here calm, steady. And then starting to really use the breath to draw on that inner strength. So as you breathe in, imagining, feeling yourself pull up a little bit taller through the crown of the head. And as you breathe out, let that be an encouragement again to let the shoulders sink, to let the weight sink down into your feet where you connect to the earth. Just taking a few more breaths this way, feeling ourselves really in the best possible posture, maybe the best posture you've had all day, where we feel that the crown of the head is right centered over the center of the rib cage, right centered over the center of the pelvis. Optimal alignment for allowing your breath, your prana, to flow easily. Let's open the eyes, create that big circle sweep of your arms, widen up, reaching upwards toward the sky. And then drawing hands right down, heart center, palms are together, thumbs tap into your chest. Good, take that again and draw a big circle up and back, so you open across the chest and the shoulders. And then exhale, pulling back in. One more that way before we start to add on, sweeping back and then up. And this time, as you pull the hands down the center, we're also going to bend the knees a little and come into forward fold. And as you touch down, let's space the feet just a bit further away from each other, just to help us really find that stability. Bending the knees generously, allowing the head to drop down. Still keeping that strong, steady quality in the legs. Let's draw ourselves up to halfway lift, and maybe here is an opportunity to straighten through the legs just a little bit more, lengthening the spine forward, offering your heart forward. And then let's plant the palms and step the feet back into high plank. So an opportunity to draw some warmth into the body. Maybe you're like me and feeling a little cold. So we'll really charge the body in this posture. And what I want you to feel is that you still have that same inner alignment that you had standing in your Tadasana. All we've done is tip it over now. So rather than sagging into the low back or collapsing anywhere, we still got that the center of your chest is in line with the center of your pelvis. Crown of the head on top of that. Just this angle of plank for the moment. Nice, yogis. Pressing the ground away. Tapping into your mountain strength. Take a breath in. And then as we exhale, let's press the hips high and back, downward facing dog. This is your time to introduce some little movements if it's helpful for you, or to just stay with this sort of steady, strong vibe. Just pressing into the earth with your hands and your feet. On the inhale, let's come back into plank, finding that strong alignment again. Shoulders are over the wrists. And then when you exhale, if you're leading with your hips high and back, pressing back, down dog. We inhale, come forward into your plank. And we exhale, draw the hips high, down dog. Just starting to coordinate some movement with the breath. Inhale, plank. And again, if you're like me and you want a little bit more warmth, we can add a push up here, bending the elbows straight back, find your hover. Pressing back up to straight arms and back to down dog. Twice more, just follow the rhythm of your breath. Inhale, guiding you into plank, perhaps adding that chaturanga push up. And back to dog. One more time. Pausing here in down dog, lengthening into your lines, and then just noticing the shape of your pose, an inverted V, like the outline of a mountain. Feeling the slope on one side from your wrists to your hips. Letting your awareness travel down the other side of that slope from your hips to your heels. Deep breath out. Let's inhale, look forward. We're just going to step the right foot between the hands and allow your back knee to soften down. If you've got blocks at home, that can be really nice underneath the hands. Let's start to let your chest and your gaze lift. So we feel a little bit more opening in the front of the left hip here. Let's take another breath in. As you exhale, I'm going to pick up the hips and guide them back. Kind of that same movement we just did going back to down dog, but now the legs will move a little bit straighter. Maybe not all the way straight. It's fine to have a bend in your knees. And then when we inhale, we'll drop into both knees bending and find that lunge. So on the inhale, it's about feeling the front side of your body. And on the exhale, more into the back body, backs of the legs. Got all 10 toes pointing straight ahead. Inhale, drop into the lunge. Open up your heart to the sun, the sky. And as you exhale, pulling back and taking that bow toward the earth, toward the foundation of your legs like a mountain. Inhale. Exhale. Just warming through the legs. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to pause here. You might slide your back foot just a little bit closer. We're going to turn that back heel down. Bring your right hand lightly to your right shin. Left arm floats up, and we find ourselves in our triangle position. You need to adjust your feet or your legs. Take the time, set it up. We want the foundation, the base of our pose to be really steady. When you inhale, we're going to tilt the upper body back, bend the right knee, and you're in your reverse warrior. Alternating between those two places. Exhale, slowly straightening into the front leg, tipping forward from your pelvis, Trikonasana. When you inhale, bend the right knee. It's moving straight ahead. Reach the right arm up and back. And we exhale, straighten. Do a couple more, and again, you're just being guided by your breath. Inhale, pulling you up and back. Exhale, allowing you to ground. One more. Right knee is pointing straight ahead throughout all this movement. And as we exhale, let's find Trikonasana again for a slightly longer hold. Left arm up to the sky. Really feeling your feet, pressing them down into the earth. And again, whenever we find these triangle shapes in the body, just letting that recall the image of a mountain for you. And feeling the mountain stability in your legs here. Maybe that allows you to feel like you can reach your left arm up a little higher and really depend less, maybe not at all, on your right hand. This time on the inhale, let's find warrior two, bending the right knee, letting the arms level out, find length in both directions. Breathe in strength. As we breathe out, flowing the hands back to your mat, stepping the right foot back into down dog. And give yourself time for a vinyasa transition if you'd like, or just staying parked here in dog. Pressing through the hands, widening across your fingers. Let's breathe in, and we now step the left foot forward between the hands, dropping the back knee down. Maybe seeing if you need to let that left heel find slightly more forward placement just to get the left shin more vertical. You find more reach upwards through the heart and the gaze. And then when you exhale, just starting to pick up the back knee, drawing the hips back, moving toward that straighter leg stretch. Breathe in, touch the back knee down, very lightly, heart lifts. Breathe out, feeling into the backs of your legs. The spine stays long too. Make it more about your breath, less focus on the way your body looks in the pose. More emphasis on how it feels to balance the front and the back body opening. Let's go one more time, opening up into lunge. Pulling hips back. Now let's adjust the feet, so stepping forward just a little bit, spin the back heel down. Your left toes are still pointing straight ahead, lightly placing the left hand to left shin, right arm to the sky. Into triangle. Let me breathe in, bend the left knee, reach into your reverse warrior. And exhale, tilting at the hips, the pelvis, lengthening over the legs. Breathe in, bending the left knee, reverse warrior. Breathe out, straightening through the legs, triangle. Tune into breath. Let that be your guide. Last time to reverse. Strengthen your legs. We come back to triangle and let's find a pause here now as the right arm stretches back up toward the sky. Just becoming aware of that mountain outline made by your legs. Feel as much power and strength there as we can draw from the idea of a mountain, the inspiration of a mountain. Maybe feeling as if you're reaching up through the right fingertips and that left hand can lighten or even free up away from the left leg. As you breathe in, rebending the left knee, this time warrior two. Balancing the strength with some softness, particularly around the shoulders. And then placing the hands back down around the front foot and stepping it back into down dog. And again, you might flow on your way there. And just drawing into those long lines again. 2 more breaths here. Releasing the head toward the ground, letting the neck relax. As we breathe in, let's walk the feet forward to the hands, lengthening up part way, and then exhaling, folding over the legs. Bend in the knees welcomed. And with your breath in, beginning to circle the arms wide back and up again, drawing ourselves up to our full height. And hands come back to heart center. Good. Pause to close the eyes, ground. Develop those mountain qualities in your body and your energy and your approach so that we feel steady as we come into a sequence that might challenge our balance just a little bit more. Letting the weight shift into your right leg. We're going to start to bend the left knee and bring it up to hip height, maybe even a little lower. Pausing here, pull up again through the crown of the head. And then we'll step the left foot back. We're going to find high lunge, letting the arms reach upwards toward the sky. Let the lines expand a little bit, reaching upwards through your hands, back through your back heel. And then you're going to shift the weight back into your front foot. Hands come back in together. That'll help us with balance as we bring the left knee back to where we started. Staying standing on the right leg, let your arms float out and up. So it's kind of like, imagine there's a puppet strings attachment to your hand that helps guide the left foot up, left leg straight. And then hands come back in, rebend the left knee. And we step it back down. Nice work. Let's try it on the other side. Left leg grounded, steady. We bring the right knee in and up. Slowly step back through the right foot. Find your high lunge. Pressing back through the right heel, reaching upwards through the fingertips. The side waists are long. And when you're ready, gather the energy again, hands together, knee to chest. And then as if your hands can help guide the flow of your foot forward, straightening through the right leg, keeping the leg straight if you can. Rebend the right knee as hands find each other again in front of your heart. Stepping back down. One more time each side, we'll add on just a little. Left knee gathers in and up. Stepping it back, arms to the sky, high lunge. Maybe now's your time to invite a little bit more of an arch back, heart, gaze up, skyward. Gathering back in as you step forward, shift the weight. Opening up into straight legs. And then let's keep the left leg straight and the arm straight as we sweep back into warrior three. You can keep your airplane wing arms like I am, or you could even reach them forward. Finding that moment of steadiness. And then back to where we started, standing on the right leg, left knee bends in and up. Place it down, take a moment. Last time, last side. Right knee in and up. Stepping back. Maybe finding a little more space to offer the heart up. Staying grounded in the legs. Shifting the weight forward again as we gather the right knee in and up. Kicking the right foot out straight in front of us, arms up. Keeping the limbs straight, flying the right leg back. Your version of warrior three. Let it fly. And then gathering back to standing, right knee to chest. And stepping down. Circling the arms back and up. Maybe arching back a little more. Open up the front body to more light. And exhale, forward folds. We inhale, halfway lift. Let's step the feet back through that strong plank position again, pausing for a moment. You're welcome here to add a push-up. And then back into dog. Pressing down evenly into the hands, let's float the right leg high, three-leg dog for a moment. And then as you bend your right knee, draw the right foot forward between your hands. Let's keep the left hand low. Right arm reaches up toward the sky, so we find our way into our low lunge twist. Keep reaching back through your left heel. Let more of your heart spin upwards toward the sky. Your right hand now is going to reach forward and maybe touch the ground, maybe just keep it floating. If you're touching the ground, it's gonna feel like your right shoulder kind of nestles right into your inner right knee. And we just take our lunge into a more grounded place. So let's feel this. Actually lift up your hips a little bit, and then as you exhale, soften, let them sink down. And there's the feeling of your right hand going forward, but your right sit bone is going back. Breathing into the hip, steadying into the legs. One more. Let's bring the right hand outside of the right foot. So we're going to try and kick the left leg now forward and stay balanced on the right foot. So we'll just shoot that left foot through. And you're in basically set up for a pistol squat. So you can stay here supported on the hands, or you might reach one or both hands toward your ankle or your foot. Find your balance. Really testing our ankle mobility and stability. And then go ahead and let your seat drop. That left leg is going to stay straight. Right knee is bent. And we'll try and snug in the right heel really close in toward the right sit bone. We're gonna wrap the left elbow around the right shin. Right hand plants behind you. But don't feel like you have to pull it very far back away from you. We want it close in so we can really help keep the spine tall. So just gently hugging in toward the center. And then starting to wrap your right shoulder back, moving into a turn. Stay aware of your left foot, don't let it go limp. Keeping the left heel pressing forward like you're pushing it into a wall. And then slowly unwinding. Good. So let's let this outer right knee drop down as we swing the left leg back. We're ending up in a pigeon setup. Move around what you need to. We want the right knee pointing more off to the side rather than forward. Perhaps perching ourselves up on our hands or our fingertips. Letting there be a lift again coming from the chest. And as you exhale, allowing yourself to ground. And maybe that means letting more of the body come in contact with the ground. Feeling the steadiness, the weight of your body sinking down, but at the same time using the breath just to remind us of a lightness that helps to balance that feeling of heavy. There's still like a buoyancy in the body. Let's be here 2 more deep, slow, long breaths. And we'll start to walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. Tuck your back toes. Keep the right knee bent as we swing it back through down dog. And we're going to open the hip up straight away into our scorpion dog version. Firming a lot into the press of your right palm, sending the right knee maybe up just a little bit higher. It's nice to open up the front of the right hip after being compressed in pigeon. And then kick your right leg straight. Feeling the hips level again as your kneecap points down and letting the right foot land. Other side, left leg high. Placing the left foot between your hands, setting up into that lunge position. Right hand is going to stay low. Left arm opens to the sky, our low twist. Find the rotation. Maintain a little sense of lift in the back of your right thigh so we're not just turning from the hips. Keeping the hips more level. And then that left hand is going to really reach forward as we let the left shoulder soften just inside of the left knee. Right heel presses back. Your left sit bone reaches back even as your left arm reaches forward. So this is like a variation in our lizard pose lunge. Nice, yogis. Here comes the funky transition, so we're ready for it. Left hand walks back, and as you sit your hands back, we're going to see if we can kick the right foot forward, but stay on the sole of your left foot. And then from there, stay balanced on your hands, or maybe play with it. One or both hands to grab that extended leg or foot into your pistol squat play. And then we let things land. And the legs basically stay the same. Right leg straight, left knee bent. Drawing that left heel in closer to you. We're going to wrap the right arm around this time, and the left hand plants behind you. And again, just being mindful where you place it so we can keep ourselves tall. And then slowly turning the chest more to the left. Pressing out through the right heel. Wrapping back the left shoulder. And just guiding with your left hand to help you stay lifting through the crown of the head, super tall spine. Coming back around, unwinding your twist. Now your outer left knee will drop down as we swing the right leg back behind us. If you need to recenter yourself on your mat, go for it. Right leg extending straight back. You might even just shift everything back, including your hips. Taking our time as we feel the grounding come into the pose. And maybe that means you actually get closer to the ground. Finding the balance of breath. So in the inhale, there is that sense of almost like a float in the body. And on the exhale, a sinking. Coming into those last slow, deep breaths, savor them. And starting to work our way back up onto straight arms. We'll tuck the back toes. We're going to keep the left knee bent as we swing that left leg up and back into your three-leg dog with the left knee bent. Let's really focus on opening up that whole left sideline. So from where you push your left palm all the way up the left side ribs, the front of the left hip, toward your left knee, which draws toward the sky. And then kicking that leg straight. Rotate the toes to point down and step the left foot down. Take a couple more breaths in our last down dog here. Feeling the mountain shape you're creating with your body. Let it be strong. Let's place the knees down. Come into a seat. One last stretch. And maybe starting with a generous bend in the knees, just like we do in standing version. Arms to the sky. And as you reach forward, the spine stays long. Let your sit bones drop back as we feel the belly drop down onto the thighs. It's a really nice one for the low back. Feel yourself breathe into the sides of the low back. Let it be very full there. And then maybe starting to work your heels a little bit more forward, keeping that belly to thigh connection. Lengthen through the back of the neck as your gaze goes down toward the earth. Using an inhale to bring ourselves back up. Nice. Let's finish today seated. An easy cross-legged seat, maybe grabbing a pillow to place beneath your hips, but really any comfortable seated position for you. Letting the hands just land on the legs in a place that feels really relaxed for the shoulders. Even though we're seated, I want you to feel those mountain pose qualities again. So just feeling again, tall, tall, tall through the spine, closing the eyes. And your internal alignment reflected in your outward energy of strength, resilience. Any worries, any stresses that we can release, let's let them just roll down our backs like a glacial melt. Coming off the surface of the mountain, letting it seep back into the ground. Breathing out, letting the shoulders drop. Breathing in, a last chance to lengthen again, the peak of your mountaintop through the crown of your head, up, up, up. Exhale, settle into the base of your seat. The hands find each other in front of the heart. Pressing each of the fingertips against one another, palms against one another. last deep breath of gratitude. Namaste. Thank you so much, yogis, for joining me for practice. I hope you're feeling invigorated by the mountain energy I'm transmitting through the screen. And just please feel free to leave a comment if you've got any feedback, and subscribe so that you know when I upload any new videos. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day or evening. Kia ora. Thank you.